Turn on the lights. Hey everybody! We're about to film the first vlog that we're gonna post at Cantanas. Cantanas YouTube channel. This is the first one that's gonna start everything. We have a few videos ready already to post right after this one. So in this vlog, we're just gonna share with you 5 each of our favorite moments that happened in the wedding.
I'm gonna know his favorite, and you're gonna know my
Yeah,
favorite.
we've never shared to each other
Yeah.
what our favorite moments are. So
Okay, number one would be the bride reveal to my daddy. And it took such a long time when daddy had to look at me because the blinds were already like up, and then he was still facing that way. I was like, Daddy, look at me. So when he turned, I saw him tear up.
yeah.
More so when I
So-
took out the pendant of my mommy. So for those of you who don't know, my mom passed away when I was barely 15. The reason why I actually wanted to have my wedding on my
your
birthday
birthday.
was because I always thought of my mom during my birthday. So when I put that on him, I saw him tear up again.
My favorite moment was probably the weather thing because it was such a God moment. So our venue is an open like garden, and the sun wasn't that out. Like it was,
It's like
how do you-
peeking a little bit.
yeah, peeking out a little bit, but there were still some clouds left. But I just kept praying, Lord, please give us good weather today. Bisag for the ceremony lang. The weather kept changing. It was sunny this hour. The next hour it would have it would drizzle. We talked about this that if ever it rains at 2 p.m. our wedding starts at 3 p.m. we would put out the tents that were sponsored by Tita Leia. So at 2 p.m. it was raining really hard. At first they asked Laika, but then Laika said just let John decide. So my man of honor, Joed, he walked me saying, bro, it's raining so hard. And someone, let's put out the tent na. When he asked me that, I just had an impression that God's gonna do something, like a miracle through that weather. So I said, bro, let's just wait and pray. So at 3 p.m. when I went out, it was completely dry. It was as if there was no rain at all. And that was just that was such a beautiful start to the ceremony, and the whole ceremony get us in. It was a perfect weather, very cool air, no sun. Perfect.
Okay, so the next one would be the prayer. So we didn't have the
Bride reveal for the groom.
bride and the groom, but there was this little corner, perfect little corner in that place, and we wanted to pray before everything started.
Yeah.
You know, we just wanted to surrender everything to the Lord and surrender not just the wedding but our marriage, the start of our marriage. So we had I gave him a gift, and there was this time of prayer that we had with each other. We held hands, we didn't look at each other, we were just in that little corner, and everything just went quiet for me. I just heard John's prayer for the both of us, and I believe that God was really just in our midst during that time. So that's one of my favorites.
My second, our fourth overall favorite moment was the walking down the aisle already. Even when we were still lining up, I was already so overwhelmed. I was thinking, Lord, this is it. This is it, Lord. It seemed so surreal to me at that time, and we just went through so much. So lining up and then walking down the aisle with my parents, and then I'll just put it in one, seeing her walk down the aisle. It was like God was telling me, here's my promise that I'm keeping. Oh really? You want me
Yeah.
to share it? So okay, so while she was walking out, so there was this doorway, and there was a reveal. They had to open up the curtains, and then so I was already like about to cry, and then The plan was, she was without the veil pa. The plan was when she reached her dad, daddy would be the one to put on the veil, but then
When I got to where my dad was, I was like, we had this moment, we were just looking at each other.
for a second,
Yeah, we're like, and then he goes, bakit? John, remember, you're gonna put on my veil? He goes, paano? And it was really funny because I was tearing up, he was tearing up.
but then
That happened, but it was still a really funny but very memorable time.
Yeah.
Because if you observe me and my dad, how we are at home, we're really just always, we feel like we're
it's a
always in a
sitcom.
sitcom.
Our life is a sitcom.
Yeah, it's always just a lot of comedy going around. I think he felt bad that he couldn't put it on, but I told him it's okay, Dad. That moment wouldn't have been us if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
My favorite moment was seeing everything in place, because we only had like bits and pieces of what would like what would this look like, where would this one be, but we didn't have a complete layout of this is what it's gonna look like. So when I went out and saw everything, and just I saw what
Pictures.
the parents, John's parents, mom and dad, what they did, like the welcome to John and Laika's wedding. That was the first thing I saw. I saw that, and it was so heartwarming because it was a labor of love. My dad and my daddy, they were working on it together even the night before the wedding.
Even
So
the day,
the day itself, everything was
DIY.
DIY. Everything was really made with love, and just seeing mom's macrame, the doorway, and everything that was on there. Even the altar that was also made by his dad. So I was just really in awe of everything. That it took a while for it to sink in that, oh, this is our wedding. This is what we've been preparing for and what we've been praying for. And I think a special part of that was before I got to my dad, I looked over to John. Once we looked towards the front, I saw John, and I just I felt like I was floating, I guess. But it was really every step of that towards John was really it was a God moment. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it seems like the whole day was a God moment.
yeah. Also, so we changed up a lot of the ceremony. So it was two separate dirty water,
red colored water.
and then putting it into one, and it was clear. So Jesus being represented in that one. Like even the rings, Ethan brought it. It was so cute. Bonus. It was so cute.
Yeah,
And
the kids were so cute.
yeah, all of them were so cute. And so instead of the secondary sponsors doing the veil and the
It's
cord,
a nice one.
we asked them to pray for us. So they surrounded us in the altar area, and we knelt down and we prayed.
My third, I think it's hearing, or rather seeing your dad cry. So daddy cried because the preaching that Toto gave was apparently his and mommy's life verse. When I saw daddy cry, I just knew how much like daddy loves her. How much daddy loves mommy, how much daddy loves you. So like seeing him cry up, not just that moment, but even when you were honoring him, I just felt honored. Just felt honored to be his son-in-law. Just felt honored to be the one who will, take care of you. It's a big responsibility, but it's really grace from God. I mean, I wouldn't be here. It wouldn't come upon me, this call. I really see it as a calling, if not for the grace of God. So later on sa reception, when he was giving his speech also, afterwards he told me, "Oh, John, ikaw na bahala kay Laika. It's like, yes, sir. I know what you're thinking. Just say it.
The kiss. No, because we were trying to. I went over this with Ate Chris and Ate Hannah. We were and even Elaine. We were kind of practicing how it should be. And Ate Chris told me, just don't move. Just let John initiate. So that's what I tried. So he was trying to. He took off my veil, and then so I was like looking at him, and then I realized I should be closing my eyes. So I closed my eyes. But then when I closed my eyes, now I can't see if he's like already there. And then when I opened it, he was already there. So I was like, Mom! So yeah, that's what happened.
But my fourth was already after the ceremony during the reception. We asked my mom and dad to say something. Well, it was just my dad who said something. I think dad prepared his speech. Because he wouldn't be that like straightforward with his speech if he didn't. So I think he prepared, and it was such a nice speech, and I really was so touched. And when he said that there were only 3 people that I served: my king, meant God; my queen, my mom; my prince, me. And then he said, now I'm serving for my princess.
I'm gonna cry.
I was like, whoa. First, I was shocked that dad could come up with that. Whoa, dad. No, and then secondly, like quickly, I was really so touched, and so, I mean, really the wedding, like getting to that point isn't just like me. I get to that point. It's really me and my mom and dad, because they're the ones who disciplined me, who never gave up on me, who kept telling me the right things to do, no matter how many times they said it, no matter how I responded. They just kept doing the right thing as parents, and I never would have reached this point without them. So that was really nice, hearing Dad say something like that. That's our last, the worship. We love the worship time.
Oh, it is our last.
It is. It's our last. It's the last thing we did also.
Yeah.
So we really loved the worship. Even sa start, before the ceremony actually started, we sang also worship. That was really a great time. And then at the end of everything, we sang 2 songs, and it was just like a grand finale of God just keeping His promises from the start to the end. And it was like, from when we first started dating, God was painting a picture, and then that night the painting was done, and it was such, again, another God thing, and our hearts were just filled with gratitude and just thanksgiving to the Lord we're just so overwhelmed by the grace of God. And we sang promises, great is your faithfulness to me, and
we'll be singing that on our Cantanas music channel.
Yes, we will be singing that. So subscribe to that channel as well. But the worship was really so nice. Everybody was singing, and some were in tears also, and we were in tears. So that was the best worship we've ever done. I think that so far, yeah.
So this is the part where we're going to thank everyone that was really a part of it. We can't run out of saying thank you.
Yeah.
We'll never run out of saying thank you, and I think we'll remember each one of you for the rest of our lives, because you really made an impact. God really used you that day, and even for those who helped us, supported us virtually, and for everyone, all of our family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Here. So, thank you so much for watching. That's it for us. We still don't have an outro. We'll figure that out as we go.
Hey.
Hey! Bye-bye. See you in the next video.